How's it going, everyone? And thank you for watching. I'm Hopper, and this is Retro Gaming with Hopper. Everybody calls me Hopper. That's just because of my last name. But in this episode, we're going to start putting all the guts back in our 1975 Gottlieb soccer. We got the cabinet all touched up and painted, and it looking half decent now. So now it's time to put the guts back in her. We got our guts sitting over here on our space time. We're still waiting for our backglass. Once we get that backglass in, we can finish space time up. But that's just another project that we're doing, and a series that's on there on my channel. So we're going to put the guts, put him. We're going to take him right over here, and we're going to dump him right down. No, we're not going to dump him. We're going to set him right down in here and get him bolted back in. And then we're going to take the backboard with all the scoring units. We're going to pick him up. We're going to take him over and stick him right in here and get everything all hooked up. We'll set the playing field down in it, sitting right over there. And then we're going to plug this thing in, and hopefully we don't have to run like hell when we plug it in. Hopefully we plug it in and it behaves and it acts nice with us, and we can turn it on and it just lights up and we can do some more work to her. But that's what we're going to do in this episode. We're going to start putting soccer back together, and hopefully we don't have a whole lot of mechanical and electrical mechanical stuff that we have to work on. Hopefully it'll act nice with us. It'll play nice with us, hopefully. Hopefully it'll play nice. Not saying it will, but let's hope it plays nice with us. So let's get started. Let's get his guts back down in there. So hang in there. We're going to get her back together. Well, it's all back together. Except for the backglass, of course. And the playing field in. All the guts are down in it. Got the scoreboard put in. Like I said, got my little hinge that I made. I put it in. And now you can oh, let me hold you here for a second and I'll move that out of the way. Okay. Now you can put it down and get at the light bulbs when the back glass is in. I'm going to hold you in a funky position again while that'll work. It's better than what was there. There was just two screws sticking out of there to hold it from sliding back and forth. Okay, I changed out this mess. New plug on it. She's plugged in. I haven't turned it on. We're going to turn it on and see what happens. Now remember, the door's right over there, so when I turn this on and it wants to do something stupid, we can head for the door. So I'll reach underneath here, turn it on. Ooh, got a few lights. Okay, there's some credits on it. See if it does anything. Nothing. Okay, well, this is different. Usually I plug them in and turn them on, and I have playing field lights and no scoreboard lights. Well, this time I got scoreboard lights and no playing field lights, and everything's dead up to to there. Oh, wait a minute, we do have a couple of lights on there. So let's see if we gotta clean a couple fuses here. I'll take those ones out, clean them up. Got 3 down there. And what do we have? Okay, Playfield light fuse is a 10 amp and the light box. So the last 2. It'll be this one. Move that around a little bit. Nothing. Okay. And we I don't think we have any power to our says there's 7 credits on it, but I don't think we have any power. Nope, no power up there either. Okay, so let me see what I can figure out and what's going on, and then once I do figure it out, I'll come back and let you know. Okay, this is what I found out. We're not going to get into too much of the mechanical end of this, electromechanical end of this, because this video is going to be about redoing the playing field and the backglass. But we need lights on our playing field so we can at least have some lights on it while we're working on it. Okay, checked all the fuses. The fuses were all good and they're all the right values. So I was just kind of walking down through here and just, checking to see if I had any power to any of my relays. And there's a tilt hold, which if you push it, it gives us our playing field lights. But that's, so I knew at least I had juice down to that coil. At least I tried all of them. That's the only one that did anything. So the next step was to check the power to see where our power was coming in. We have our power in the back coming in to a fuse. We know that fuse is good because we have lights there. That's the main fuse and off the transformer. And I have the correct voltage down here on each one of these fuses. So I checked with the schematics. We have our 2 yellows that come in. There are 2 yellows, 2 lines. Let's see, here's our plug. Our plug comes in, goes through a 5 amp slow blow, which that's the one in the back, and it's good because we know, because there's power on it. Comes over to the power switch, turn it on, then the red goes to the red side, goes to the, comes off of your plug, through your fuse, through your on-off switch, and then excites the transformer. The other side just comes through, and there's a convenience plug. I showed you that earlier when we had everything out. There's a convenience plug. That's for, if you need a soldering iron or whatever to plug in. And that one goes onto the transformer. We have these 2 6-volts because we know those are good because our back box is lit up, and if you push in the tilt hold, the playing field lights come on. The 6-volt, that's your lights. The 25-volt, this is the one that runs all of our solenoids, is 25-volt. So first I come up here. This 25-volt goes up to all the solenoids. The other one, the red wire, which coming off the fuse, you see our red wires right down in there coming up off. I'm gonna have to get some more light in this box. Comes around and goes to turn off of the fuse, then it's red and green, and comes over to the bounce switch. There's our bounce switch, sitting right down there. Here's our bounce switch. The green and red, or red and green, comes in here and then takes off. Turns, I think red. Red? Yeah, red, white. Red and white. Okay, well, let's look at this bounce switch. It's a switch, 2 lines, and it has a line, diagonal line through it, meaning if you come over to the table of contents, or well, this one doesn't have it. No, sure the heck don't. Bummer. Okay, anyway, if there's a line, diagonal line through it, that means that switch is closed at all times, unless you drop the, or bounce the machine and then it opens and tilts. And we come down here, and guess what? That switch is open. You hold that switch closed, and it turns on the relay, or on the solenoids. Hear it? Okay, so let me get that switch closed all the time, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, I got that switch adjusted so it's closed all the time. Turn on the machine, and you hear, that's the solenoid that holds. God. Okay. That's a solenoid. Pulls this bar closed, and what it does is it opens up the coin mechanisms so they'll take quarters. When the machine is off, it closes, and quarters won't go through it. They'll just go right down through the coin return. Man. Now let's see what happens. Now if we push the start button, and there she is, in her glory. Now we have some lights, and we do have some things that are working. Chimes aren't working. Oh, that one does. But we still have a lot of work to do on the mechanics. As you can see, we're not getting points half the time. So it works kinda. And we have something buzzing. Oh well. Anyway, okay, let me put this playing field down, and then we can get started working on the playing field. Okay, we got some lights on anyway. So now we're gonna tear down this playing field. I have the other camera set up in the tripod, and we'll start stripping this playing field down and start cleaning it up. Hopefully we can get a lot of this up. A lot of just, well, my fingers were dirty. But every one of these are kind of dipped. So we'll see what we can do. Hopefully we can get her all cleaned up. Do a little touch up here, and probably up in here in a little bit of the red. And we got one spot there and a little bit around this one bumper. One thumper bumper. So let's get going and getting this tore down so we can actually get to cleaning on it. Okay folks, got it all stripped down, probably as far as I'm gonna go. I may look at a few other things to take off of it, but now what we're gonna do is I'll take a damp sponge and kind of clean up as much of the bulk of the dirt as I can before I really start scrubbing into it. So let me get that wall wiped down and then we'll go from there. I stripped down the playing field. I got everything off of it I wanted to. I got the pot bumpers off of these. I had to order new bodies. The bodies, oh, let's see, I cleaned them up. And you can see that one's not too bad, but that one, all the yellow's gone off of that one just about. And that one can actually be used again, I guess. So I ordered new bodies since those ones were so bad. Now the caps, let me go back over here. The caps, we only have one that's kind of wore. So I think I might go ahead and reuse those. I don't know, I haven't decided. Haven't sent in the order yet, so I may put them on and order them anyway. Took off all the side rails, everything off of this, because I'm going to clear coat this playing field to save all the paint, because I cleaned this really good, but you can see there's still, you know, I guess it's what they call planking. I just call it weather checking, but just it's kind of prominent on the one side and down below here, but you know, the other side, the purple looks good, but it seems like the red and the green is what did it the most. Now if you're going to take these pot bumpers off, you better have you know, better than average soldering skills to put them back together, because the light sockets are the ones that are soldered in place. But it cleaned up nice. Like I said, there's still a lot of dirt. I don't know if it's dirt or whatever down inside here, but I can't get that out. So we're going to start touching up the playing field. There was these acetate covers. Let me grab one. We'll take a look at it. So you have these, they're real thin. It's an acetate that they had on underneath the pot bumpers. But I don't think I'm going to reuse them. Well, I'm not going to reuse those, but I don't know if I'm going to put them back down, because after I clear coat this will be protected really well and really won't need those acetates under it. And like I said, we're going to work on some new inserts on this field too. I may be going a little too far for this, for the condition of this game, but we're going to make it look as best as possible. Because like I said, these are, let me grab the pinball. These are so dipped. They're so sunken in. And that's on an angle. You know, you can put it up here. It'll roll. Put it in one of those. It stays in there. Put it on. So we're going to change a bunch of those. You see, I have some new ones. So we'll change those out. We're going to make it look really good. But now, let's get this playing field touched up. I'm going to start with this green. You know, there's not a whole lot. The red is going to be the worst part of trying to fill in some of this planking. But we have just I'm going to start with the green. Have a little bit under the pot bumper here, and right here above the bonus value multiplier when lit. And actually, that one's not sunk in, so we don't have to mess with that one. So let's mix up some green paint and see what we can come up with. See if we can get close to a match. Now, this is what I come up with my green. Mixed up a little too much. I should have started out with a little less green and more yellow, or it would have. So I ended up with quite a bit. I'm kind of hoping that it matches the Backglass, but I doubt it. But that's what I come up with. That nice green. I think that's going to be pretty close. What do you think? Could sit here for hours mixing paint and still be off a little bit. So I think we're going to go with that. I'll get that painted in, and I'll show you after I get it painted in. Now remember, at least I have found most of this paint dries a little darker than what you mix. So all we can do is paint it and see what it looks like. If we don't like it, we can wipe it off and try again. That's what's nice about acrylics. And then once you clear coat it, then it's down permanent, and if you have to, you can still strip the clear coat off and retouch. So let's go ahead. Yeah, let's goat head and paint that up and see what it looks like. Okay, our green's done. You can see it's just a little bit darker, not much. You won't be able to see that. See much of that. And that really matched up nice down in here. A little darker down here than it is up top there. Now all I'll do is I'll get our black line back in around our insert, and we'll be good to go. Next is our kind of a aqua, and this is what I mixed up for it. It's a little bit lighter, which that's what I want because it'll dry a little darker. And how I come up with that was, this is something that if you're going to be doing any touch-up, you need one of these. This really helps. This is what we were shooting for, was that one right there, as close as we could to our playing field. And we used the blue and the green, blue and green, and we come up with that an aqua. Well, the aqua was just a little bit too dark, so we lightened her up with some white. And there's our blue and our green. Yeah, we just lighten it up with white. And this is what we come up with, which is going to be pretty close. Like I said, my paint's a little lighter, which that's what I want, because as it dries it darkens up. So we'll get these two painted in. Got a little bit there under the pop bumpers. And I did spot a couple other little spots. Well, there's a few little areas, I don't know. I may or may not. I'll see how close the color is. If the color is really close, I'll go ahead and touch those up. If not, then we're just going to leave those alone and not worry about them, because it's not going to be perfect. So let's start getting the aqua colored in. Alright, as you can see, my aqua was just a little bit lighter than the original. So I just went ahead and I painted the whole area around the pop bumper. And now we're going to try our red. That looks pretty close. All that is just red and yellow. That's how I mixed that color up, and we'll do a little painting and see how that turns out. Hopefully it's close, pretty close, because I got quite a bit I think I'm going to paint here and touch up. So hopefully it's close enough. So let's try it out and see what it looks like. Now the Playfield's all touched up. My red wasn't too bad. Purple was kind of really off on the purple. But thank God there was only a couple little spots that needed done. Let's see, we got that all touched up around there, all around the bumpers, the thumper bumpers. Now all I have left to do on that, on the playing field, is clear coat it. That way it'll protect and save the rest of the paint that is left on here. Even though it is planking, weather checked. It'll save and protect all of that, of the paint that is left on here. But I think it turned out pretty nice. Now we get to work on the Backglass. The green, I'm going to put the green in. It's missing. But it is too hard to try and get these guys in. So I'm not even going to mess with that. I just want to get the green in. Up here, this is the see-through white. This is what kind of illuminates your score. But man, it's in such rough shape around the numbers. I'm going to try some paint and then try painting it in, and then we'll put a light behind it and see if we can see how it looks, see if it will shine through. I'll try not to put it on real heavy, but I want it to look good. So we'll try it. There's a few little spots, you know, like a little bit of black here, a little bit of green down in here. I can get the green in. There's one on this spot right here. I think I can draw in the black, and once I get the black drawn in, then I know where the yellow and the blue goes. Because I'll turn this over without breaking it, because you can see that, you know, where the gray isn't, this white here, this is where the light shines through here, and you know, really prominent. They put this gray over it and seal everything down so so the light doesn't shine through this particularly heavy. You know, like your tilt will show up really well, and along with the game over and all your matches up top. And there's our balls to play. So it's going to be tough, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to put a little bit of paint. Maybe I'll try, you know, like on this 2, I'll paint the white in here and then turn it over and shine some light through it and see what it looks like. See if it looks like a side of it, and if it is, then we'll remove it. But the green is in the gray, so we don't have to worry about it. We can just paint it in and it'll be fine. We'll paint down here, and then we'll clear coat this, so it protects it again from this happening. You know, this is just from where the balls kick around. Your bonus balls. Ooh, bonus balls. They kick up, and then they roll down here, and then there's another kicker that kicks them down. And this is just from over the years of the bonus play, of the bonus balls being kicked around there. So we'll get that done up, and I know that'll be fine. We can paint that in green and it'll be fine. In fact, I don't even think I have to match up any paint. I have a light green here that I think is going to be pretty stinking close. Let's flip this back over without breaking it. Get our light green, and see, there's our light green. I think that's going to be pretty close. This will darken up when it dries a little bit. So I'll paint a little bit. Maybe I'll just do right down in here, those two little spots there, and then we'll see how, when it dries, what it looks like. So let's get started on getting this squared away. Yeah, there's a little bit of black that I know I can do. But let's go ahead and see what we can get done. Yeah, goat head. Now the playing field, I put one coat of clear on it, and then I sanded it all down with 400 grit, and then I'll put a second coat on it. The first coat I put on, you know, you could see all the little deep ridges from all the planking, so I sanded it all down smooth, and then we'll put another coat on it, and that should finish up the playing field. All we'll have to do is let it set up, and then we can start putting it back together. Like I said, I used 400. Yeah, it looks like I need to work a little bit more right in through here, but it's not going to be perfect. I keep saying that. Well, it's not going to be. It's not what I'm shooting for. And I started on the back glass. I put the dark on it, that wasn't mixed up, and it was just a little bit too green. So I thinned it down with a little yellow, and I think that's gonna do the trick. When you're painting on glass, it takes a lot of paint. Acrylic doesn't stick to glass real well, so you have to put multiple coats on it to get it to cover. Well, we'll keep working at it. The white, I don't know. I did a little corner right there, the white, and you can see it right there. Not real particularly happy with it. I may have to rethink what I'm gonna do on the white. Got a couple ideas. We can try it out, see what it does. So let's see. Yeah, I'll continue painting on this, on the back glass, and I'll put another coat of clear on the playing field, and then I'll come back and give you an update and let you see how everything's turning out. Now folks, I got 3 coats of clear coat on this, and my last coat, what I am doing is I have some really fine steel wool, and I am knocking down all the imperfections in the clear coat, and then we will sounded like a bird, and then I will wax this thing. there it is, all waxed up. You can, there's still going to be some imperfections in it. Nobody's perfect. But I think you guys did a really good job on this. I'm going to get around the front here and see the light gleaming off of it. Where we touched up. But yeah, looks good. Not perfect, but dang sight better than what it was. We got her all sealed up, so we shouldn't have any more problems with the planking. It should be all sealed up. At least we won't have any more, we won't lose any more paint than what we did. And I'll tell you, that sucker is really smooth. Let me grab a ball. I don't know if you can hear it, but hear how quiet it is. I knew I was going to do that. Oh well. Looks good. I think I'm going to end it here. This one's been long enough. I think if I put everything in that I want to put in this video, it's going to be really long. So I think we're going to stop right here. And in the next episode, we'll start doing some other things to the playing field. I'll leave that a kind of a surprise, and we'll work on that. I'll put some of it back together. I'll put the rails back on it so I can flip it over and work on the back side of it, and I'll show you what we're going to do when we come back. So as always, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. I'm tired of everybody watching my videos and not hitting the like button. It's right down there. Just hit that like. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. It should be right there in the corner. Just all you have to do is hit that, ring the bell, and you'll be notified of all my other videos coming up. And if you check down below, I have some affiliated links. I have an Amazon and a couple other great links down there if you're looking for some Christmas presents, or if you just want to check out what they have. And if you buy something from them, I get a small reward, I guess you would say. Or what they do is they pay me a small fee for whatever you buy, and that will help keep the channel going. And so, till next time, see ya.